Hi everyone, I'm Arthur DeSanti. I'm RC Junior Director, and welcome back to Mike by FIU. Today, I'm joined by Vicky Perez, Trade Marketing Specialist at the Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection. And today we'll answer questions like, what does luxury marketing really look like behind the scenes, and what it takes to succeed in that industry? We're so happy you're here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
So I want to start by going back to your very first luxury experience, your public relations internship at Bulgari. And I wanted to know, how did your time there shape your understanding of luxury marketing? And did it remove some misconceptions you probably had about the industry?
Yes, for sure. So when I first got that internship at Bulgari, I felt like I was on cloud nine. It was a dream internship to work for LVMH. I remember on my first day, the task was, here, we're gifting you this beautiful Bulgari coffee table book, study it inside and out. And I was like, I get to keep this? This is amazing. So it definitely was very, shaping in the sense that I really understood that a luxury brand is all about heritage and craftsmanship versus being a flashy brand that is focused on price. And it's all about targeting the right client for that product.
Yeah, I think that's only an experience that you only have once you start working in the industry.
Yes.
And I know you have years of experience with luxury, but the ultra luxury yacht experience is still a very unique niche.
Yes.
So what would you say was your biggest surprise going into that? And what are the challenges you have marketing to a ultra high net worth consumer today?
The biggest challenge, I'd say, is marketing to someone that hasn't experienced it yet. We're a new product at the end of the day, and like I said, people that are in ultra high net worth individuals, they trust, and they are built off of trust and experience. So if they have not traveled with us before, we have to gain that customer. That is the biggest challenge we have. Another challenge we have is when we're visiting a new destination. For example, the yacht is now being shifted to Asia and Alaska, and we haven't gone to that market yet. So how are we going to really target clients to go visit Alaska with the Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection if we haven't been there before? So that is really a challenge. Something that surprised me with the ultra luxury market is how big it is on relationships. It's all about trusting advisors, and just having those relationships is key.
And I think once you get your clients, it's easier to keep them, because
100%.
once they get that taste of it, they want to keep going.
We
back.
were very lucky that, we come from a brand like the Ritz-Carlton. So guests of ours already feel comfortable in trusting the Ritz-Carlton. So they think, oh, if I've stayed, with the Ritz-Carlton on South Beach or in New York, it can't be a bad experience on the yacht. So we're very fortunate that we have that. But at the end of the day, it's like if it was a brand new hotel, so we have to gain that customer and make sure that that client comes back and visits us again.
That's really interesting. And now, besides your work at Ritz-Carlton, you also have a commitment to a lot of nonprofit initiatives. So many people view ultra luxury and philanthropy as being almost opposite industries. So do you see a connection between them, and how do your skills in one area apply to the other?
Yes, there's definitely a connection between both. Ultra high net worth consumers are very focused on social responsibility. They want to make sure that anything that they're doing is socially responsible. One of the things that we are, trying to focus on more is how to make sure that our marketing is being conscious, and that people know that when they come on board, we are very socially responsible on board as well. I worked at a non-for-profit at both of my previous jobs. At Neo Barcelona, I launched the U.S. market, the U.S. non-for-profit here in the United States, which was really nice. And we did optometry clinics at hotels and schools, and it was really nice to be able to give back to the community. And then I had the opportunity to also work at Style Saves, which is Dave Grutman's and Isabella Grutman's not-for-profit, and they really focus on, doing brand partnerships. So I was able to gain those skills and work with brand partners, whether they were luxury clients or not, and be able to fundraise and do brand events. And I think that really that helped with making, having good brand partnerships and events, and that really translates into, what every brand is doing nowadays. So every brand needs to be socially responsible, and it correlates.
Yeah, sure. I think every brand, especially luxury, has to have that focus. And now, relating back to your experience in college, you have a degree in communications that combines public relations, psychology, marketing. How do you see the influence of all those areas in your work today, and how do they shape how you build a brand to ultra luxury consumers?
Yeah. So I got a double major in psychology and PR, and then my minor was in marketing. It's very unique because psychology definitely helps you understand why the consumers are choosing a luxury product and how you need to market to them. So I definitely use that degree of 100%. I'm trying to study how we can market to that client on a day-to-day basis, how we can hit that target demographic. And then I would say PR, I work with media all day, every day. So we have media that focuses on trade, and you need to, make sure that the brand is being consistent, that you're working with editors and they're experiencing the product. So it definitely goes hand in hand. And I've learned those skills of how to work with media. And I use that on a day-to-day basis as well.
That's really interesting. Okay, so I think we can finish this segment by just doing some rapid fire questions. And you're going to try to answer them in one sentence or something.
Okay.
So the first question is 3 words that you would use to describe the Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection.
That's very easy, unlike the rest.
Yeah, that's perfect. What would you say is your favorite campaign or partnership you've had?
I'd say my favorite campaign was definitely the Luminara launch. It was fantastic to be a part of that, and how we brought that experience to market. All of the brand partners that we had during that launch were amazing to work with, and it was a one-of-a-kind experience.
Yeah, it looked really incredible. And what is one luxury brand that you admire outside of travel?
I would say Jacquemus for sure. I think that they do a really good job of doing partnerships with iconic luxury travel destinations, and they do takeovers of their branding, and they create very viral moments on Instagram. So I think that would be one of my favorites.
Do you have any dream marketing collaboration?
I think that would be one of them, yeah.
Yeah, that would be really
definitely a takeover of our yacht. So I think that would be exciting to see.
Okay, and last one, what other area would you work in outside of marketing?
Product development. I think it is an extremely interesting part of our business where, they need to create products that are gaining customers. And I love the product development team. Yeah.
That's perfect. And that wraps up today's episode of Mic'd by FIU. Thank you for listening and spending your time with us. New episodes drop every Tuesday on Spotify and YouTube, so make sure you're subscribed wherever you listen or watch. And to stay up to date on future episodes, behind the scene moments, and everything Mic'd, follow us on Instagram at AMAFIU. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to share it with a friend who might find it helpful. I was your host today, Arthur, and we'll see you next time on Mic'd by FIU.
Thank you.